Morning park runners, Saturday morning, no setting off from home, no car journey this morning. We're at a friend's wedding, although the first question I asked him was what time are you getting married. So I've just walked from the hotel and this is where we are. Upton Court, Parkrun, and it's in this park just here. Just going to walk down to the far end of the park, that's where the start is. One thing I've noticed on my YouTube channel is a lot of people watch that aren't subscribers, which is fine, I don't mind that at all, but if you do watch the videos, if you could just click that, is it down in that corner when I'm facing the screen, or is it that corner? Just click on the subscribe button, I really appreciate it. Doesn't mean you have to watch my videos, you know, it just means you get a notification, that's all. And you can turn notifications off, so you don't have to even get those if you don't want to, but I'd really appreciate it, thank you. Here, two volunteers setting out the parkrun course for this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Not sure if the camera will pick that up, but there are blue flashing lights in the corner of the park, so talking to, I think it was the RD this morning, says they may have to do a slight little diversion. They're just walking over there now to see whether they need to do one or not. This is the field, Upton Court, Parkrun, where the field is. And where I'm walking, I'm just walking back down to where the clubhouse is. But you can actually see on the grass the path of where everybody runs each week. It's a slightly different shade of green as everyone's run on it. Don't know if the camera picks it up or not, but there are cones and markers as well. That's nice to see on a park run. Some parkrun stats. I'm at Upton Court Parkrun. It's event 549 and it's the 16th of November 2024. The first event was the 24th of November 2012 and they had 92 finishers then. The average 124 finishers, last week 187, and the average finish time is 29 minutes and 34 seconds, so to me that suggests it's fairly fast. It looks like it's a mixture of grass with some tarmac paths as well. Record attendance 424, that was event 313, 1st of January 2019, and the lowest attendance was only 16, that was event 5 back in 2012 on the 22nd of December. Male record here is 15 minutes 28 seconds and the female record is 18 minutes and 6 seconds. For me it's my 353rd park run and my 200th location today, so that's something to celebrate. I walked here, obviously I just stopped in a hotel nearby. For the postcode it says SL37LX, it's a free car park on Upton Court Road, and then it's just a 3 to 5 minute jog across the field, it says. Obviously depends what speed you jog at. Café says yes in the rugby club, and the toilets in the rugby club as well, but the toilets probably don't open until around 8:30. The course, 2 laps. First lap, 2 laps around the field that's behind me. First lap is slightly longer, there's a little loop section you go off on, which is halfway around, and it's run in an anti-clockwise direction. On the second lap you don't do that extra little loop on the grass, you continue down the path and continue round to the finish then. And as you saw, if I edited it into the video, they've got kilometre markers as well on posts going round. Although whether I will spot them all, that's a different story. This isn't actually the start, just here. This is where the finish is. Let's go across because this has got the 5k sign as well. And the start is actually over on the field there. I don't think you can quite make the sign out, it's about 80 metres away. The finish is over there, just behind those conifer trees to the right, or fir trees, in the direction of where the rugby posts are, and the start is just here. I said it's 2 laps. First lap was a little extra section, but you'll set off in the direction the camera's facing and run in an anti-clockwise direction around this field, and I think you come back on the field just down here. Yeah, you do. This is where you must come back on the field just there. The course has got a mixture of tarmac, bits of path, and then on here you come, like it says, for the second lap. There's grass as well. I mean, it's not rained, I don't think, for a couple of weeks, but you can tell the ground's not soft but not completely firm. You can imagine that it could get really muddy in parts on this field after rain in winter. And then after the second lap you just go straight on instead of going on the field to the finish, which is about 100 metres. This is the rugby clubhouse, and you just go through the door, and the toilet's to the right when you've gone, but you go through the second door when you get inside. And also that's where they serve hot drinks, and there's just Mars bars and a few things like that there that I could see this morning.
The letter U and the Windsor Castle view, which I'll describe in a minute. I will be describing the course to you. Firstly, do we have anyone who's never done Parkrun?
Everyone walking from the finish area just across to the start, which is just in front of us.
Call Parkrun number 549. Apologies for the starting a little bit late. We had some incident earlier on with fire engines and police and everything over there, so we're a bit behind, but we'll try and catch up. Okay.
So we're just about to get a countdown, and we're off. As you can see, the course starts on grass. I would say it's about 75% grass, 25% tarmac. Nice steady start. The grass is damp, but it's good to firm underfoot, to use a horse racing term. And the instruction is keep the cones on the left hand side as you run around the course. So the course isn't perfectly flat. I wouldn't call it undulating. There's some slight rise and fall in it. When you go this way here, as you get to the head in this direction, there's one little bit we're coming up soon where there's just a slight bit of a rise to the course. So as usual, I've done my remember to set it up nice and steady. It does amaze me sometimes looking, the guy in front, I don't know how well the camera picks him up, but I can see he just seems to be disappearing off into the distance. I think it's going to be first place for him today. So this is the one little bit where there's just a very short, just 20 steps, where there's a bit of a rise as you go up the field. So there's a 2-lap course. First lap we do a extra little section. I'll mention that when we get to it. And then on the second lap, instead of turning right onto the field, you just go straight on. But everybody's passed, including the tail walker, by the time the front runners get there. So they move the tape. It's not a course you can go wrong on from that point of view. So we're now getting up to near the top of the field. And it's now levelled off nice and flat. As I said, keeping the cones on the left hand side. Then we turn left here, and you can see there is a nice path on the right, but when the RD does the briefing, or was it the first time as welcome, they asked us to stay off that path. We do get close, very close to it, but they said we can run on the grass, and anyone else using the park who wants to walk around the path can use the path. So even though there's the slightest bit of rise and fall, we're on the highest point on the course. This is all nice and flat now. Remember here, keep the cone to the left. It'll be very tempting to go on the path. It doesn't look much better than the grass looks. I can see that this course is a course that in winter will get very, very muddy in parts. This course also has, and it was really nice, they've got 1 kilometre markers all the way around. The course as well has a few turns in it, like here we're going to go left here and then just around this tree. I think we're nearly at about 1 kilometre now. We might have just passed it, I can't remember. I did spot the marker when I was running. I feel really good, taking it nice and easy at this point, not pushed too hard for the first kilometre. And also I need to get to know what the course is like with it being 2 laps, so I should be able to make up a bit of time on the second lap. Here's the 1 kilometre marker. I think they said the council put them in. It's really nice. I think also it's the first park run I've done where my watch buzzed exactly as I passed each kilometre sign when I was going round. Normally when you're in the trees the GPS maybe doesn't quite pick it up, but today it was each one was spot on. This bit along here is lovely and firm and flat next to the road as we go along. I think as I've gone along this top I've just picked up my pace just a tiny little bit now. We're into the 2nd kilometre. Just looking to the left there I can see the runners a long way in front. As we get along here we're just going to take once we go around this cone, turn to the left and then get onto this central pathway in the park. This is where the police cars were this morning, blocking it off, and the fire engines have been in. Looks like someone had driven a car around, possibly burnt a car out, but luckily they'd all cleared away and the parkrun went ahead. So on this first lap as we go down here we're going to make a right turn and do a little 3 sides of a square. On this lap, the next lap we'll just go straight on. I'll mention that when we get to the point just here. So you can see in front of the guy, we're going onto the field here. The next lap, we just go straight on. Thank you. On the course here, so we're back on the grass, but as you can see where I turn there's some what do you call it, bigger than divots, but you just need to be careful where you place your feet on that little bit just there. Hollows, that's what I would call them, in the ground. On this bit when we went through here, this is the bit that looked like it could get really muddy in winter, this part of the course, but this bit here, but it's lovely and firm today, really nice. A quick turn here for the second side, and then we just run along here, another left, and then we go back onto the path that we were, the central pathway through the park that we're running on. This 2nd kilometre now, I've picked my pace up a little bit and it's going really well. Breathing feels good, legs feel good. I think I may be just getting a little bit closer to these this guy in front. He's still a long way in front of me though. and we are only on the first lap. So we're heading back now to the central pathway. When we get there, we'll take a right turn. Here's the 2 kilometre sign. It's not quite as fast as I normally would be, but because it's on grass, it's not maybe as fast. Just got to be careful here. There's a few posts in the ground, and then when we turn left here again, just be careful because there's a cone on the ground and a post sticking up as well. But we're now back on the tarmac path, and this tarmac path heads back towards where the finish is, but we're now going to do another lap of the park. This part's we're now at the lowest part of the park as well. Like I say, there's not much, just rise and fall rather than any undulations. That central pathway, as you came onto it, that was the highest point, and by the time you've done that loop around the field, you're back at this point, the lowest point. Just going to go left here. Well, I'm going to keep the cone on my left as I was told. It can't be too far now until we've done the first lap, I don't think. Again, just some posts in the middle just to be aware of there. So yes, I can see where the finish is. So on the next lap we would go straight on when we get to this point, but here we're going to take a left turn back onto the grass. Again, minding the posts. So we're now on a second lap. We've done about 2.5 kilometres at this point. Still feeling really good. Feel like I'm definitely getting a little bit closer to this guy in front. Gives me something to aim for, see if I can catch him up. So again, this is the point when we go up the field towards the road. Very slight rise. There's just one little section, like I said, 15-20 paces where, if that many even, where you just go up, let me think, 4, 5, 6 feet, something like that, that's all. And we should be coming up here somewhere. I noticed on the first lap the 3 kilometre marker sign is as you run up here. This is just a tiny little bit where you can definitely tell there's some rise in the course. There is on the left, that's the 3 kilometre sign.
and this second lap is a shorter lap. Legs are feeling good. I think I've made up a bit more on this guy in front as we run up here. I think I'm now definitely into my pace. I think I started a little bit too slow and a bit too cautious on that first lap, because normally I would feel a lot more tired than I do at the moment. Yeah, I'm definitely getting closer to him now. Let's see how it goes along this top of the field, and then once we get onto the tarmac path, that's where hopefully I can pick up my pace a bit more. Just having a look behind there to see who's behind me, how close they are. So again, this is all nice and flat as you run along the top edge of the park. So even though I'm catching this guy up, I feel we're running a very, very similar pace. I'm so tempted to go on the path, but they did ask us not to go on the path, but there isn't anyone on, so it doesn't really matter, I suppose. It would have been maybe 2 or 3 steps shorter, but I'm getting close to the guy now.
Thank you.
Still feeling good at this point. Breathing's feeling good, legs feel really good. When we get round here, I've got really close to him now. If the opportunity arises, just if he eases off a fraction, or I just sort of, when we get a bit close to the path, I'll just push past and try and open up a little bit of a gap. So yeah, I'm going to just go over to the right now and just try and push past. Now I'm going to, because we're on this last little bit, and you can't really see it that well, but there's a bit of really firm soil you can run on, like running on tarmac. It's so dry today, so trying to run on that bit and try to pick up my pace now, knowing that once we get along here, it's just a left turn down the central pathway, which is a slight fall in the course, and then a left turn back to the finish, and once we get to this corner, it's all tarmac to the finish then as well. There's a nice compact path just here, so we're going to go left on this cone, and that's all the grass done on the course now. Now it's tarmac all the way to the finish. I'm going to go down this central pathway. This part of it is almost flat, but it's just as we get maybe another 50 metres it starts to head down. Still feel really good. I feel like since I passed that last guy and I picked my pace up, but I'm now running a really good pace. So yeah, we're starting to go down. So instead of turning right here, we're just going to go straight down this path. It's nice. I like the shorter second lap. So when we did that little loop, we would come on the field just on the right, just here, but we've run down this path. Just got to be careful at this. There's a gate here, just got to go around to the side. That wasn't too bad. Left turn, and now we are heading to the finish. I think as we were going down that hill, we passed the 4 kilometre marker somewhere. I can't remember seeing it. Just looking at my watch to see what sort of time I was on. I can't hear the guy behind me that I passed. I think I've opened up a little bit of a gap.
Thank you.
I'm not going to catch the guy in front. He seems to have picked his pace up as well. My legs actually feel quite good, really. I think maybe I've not tried as hard as I normally would do today. Trying to have a quick look back with peripheral vision, and I can see the guy behind me, but he's quite a distance behind now. I don't think he's going to catch me. But ever since I got caught a few months ago right on the finish line, I now make an effort to look back and decide what I need to do. Last little turn there, not too far now to the finish. Surprisingly, my legs feel really good still today. I don't know if it's maybe I did a lot of mileage last week, especially early on in the week, and then had a few rest days. It's around this corner, watch the posts of course, and now the finish is in sight. Just push for the line.
Thank you. Thank you.
Last push to the finish line. I definitely got too much left. I definitely didn't try hard enough today. And that was it, 21:38, so yeah, it's quite a bit slower than I expected, and 13th place today.
So P13 today, and I think about 21.5 minutes. A lot slower on grass today, and after not getting until midnight last night, and then up early this morning. So just get the barcode scan now.
Thank you, well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you for volunteering. The finish funnel, and then the barcode scanners are just there as you come out of the finish funnel.
Good, right, great finishing.
Great job, keep going.
Right, hello. Okay. Okay, so there's a you've got finish position. You are, what's your, you're A2.
Well done.
Lots of finishers now, and you can also see everyone walking back across the fields, back to the car park on the other side. This is the clubhouse, and the toilets are in here, and the cafe as well. And they do bacon sandwiches, I believe, and drinks and Mars bars, things like that as well. So as you come in, the toilets through those doors, and then you can get your drinks and things just there. And if you're regular and you want to volunteer, they've got the future roster here, and you can put your name down for whatever position you want to do. A course review, 2 laps, 1 longer lap, probably 75% on grass and 25% on tarmac paths. Today the grass was pretty firm. When you got to the top of the field, that was quite dry up there as well, so it was fairly easy to run on. It's not a perfectly flat course, I wouldn't really call it undulation, just a bit of rise and fall as you go around the course in various parts, but for every bit that you go up, of course, you come back down because it's laps. It's nice on the second lap, being the shorter lap as well. A really nice course, mixture of along the side of the road, through a little bit of a wooded area as well, or along the side of it, and then back past the rugby club. Another nice parkrun course, another parkrun done. So thank you for watching my videos. Hope you enjoy them. Please give me a like or subscribe. Really appreciate it when you do. It just helps me with the channel when you get more subscribers. And that's it. That's a wrap.